everyone, myself N. Kalpana. I am from Sri GK Jain High Secondary School, Roypuram. Today for the 10th standard I am going to explain the topic is solution. Solution means a combination of solute and solvent. Let's see the example. If you are considered as a sugar solution, okay, you have added a sugar, then you have added with the along with the water. So here the sugar and a less component will be a solute, and water which is made to dissolve the sugar, isn't it? So that is called solvent. So solute means which will be in a lesser quantity in a solution. Okay, solvent to make to dissolve the solute. Okay, let's see. Here we are having two types of solution. One is a homogeneous and the other one is a heterogeneous. Homo means having a same phase. Hetero means two different phase. For example, if you dissolve sugar in the water, means it is completely dissolved. If you have seen in the outer side, only the water will be there. That means having a single phase. That will be called it as a homogeneous. Hetero means when you added the sand in a water, it is not be dissolved. So it will settle down in the it is settled in the beaker. So it will be having two different phase. One is a sand, other one is a water. That will be called it as a heterogeneous solution. And next one is a binary component, ternary component. Binary means 2, ternary means 3. Okay, binary components means same as usual. Sugar solution, sugar plus water. Two components are present in the solution. That will be called it as a binary solution. And ternary solutions means you have to add it salt, sugar in a water. Okay, that will be called it as a ternary. Three components will be present in it. Let's see the types of solution. The solution have been classified based on the physical property, solvent, solute, etc. Okay, let's see the physical state. Physical state means we know the three states of matter: solid, liquid and gases. So first one is a solid and solid. The solution, the combination of solid and solid is like we are having the gold ornaments and all. It has been mixed with the copper, isn't it? So copper is also be a solid and the gold is also be solvent. And amalgam. So these are all the example for solid and solid. Then solid and liquid, as usual, sugar and water. Okay, and liquid and gas, water vapor. So we having a two phase, two components will be there. That is the physical state. The solution will be classified based on the physical status: solid, liquid and gas, solid and solid, solid and liquid, liquid and gas. Okay, and next one based on solvent. Here, so solvent is made to dissolve it. We having a two types of solvent. One is a aqueous and the other one is a non-aqueous. Okay, let's see here. When you take in a sugar, it has been dissolved in a water. So it will be called it as a, that means in a solvent, in a solution, if water will be act as a solvent, means in a solution the water will act as a solvent, means it will be called it as a aqueous solution. Aqua means it should be denoted the term water. So in place of solvent, water will be act as a solvent, means it will be aqueous solution. Non-aqueous solution, some substance, some organic substance, it cannot be dissolved in the water itself. So it can be dissolved like a solvent like ether, benzene, etc. We have other than the water, means it will be called it as a non-aqueous solution. And next one, based on solute. Based on the solute particles, we have been classified into saturated, unsaturated and supersaturated. Let's see the saturated solution. It is based on the solute, how much particles will be there. So here saturated means no more solute will be dissolved in it. That means a proper way. For example, 100 gram of water, 36 gram of NaCl in a 100 ml of water. It is enough for that. If you are adding a 37 gram or a 38 gram, it never be dissolved. Okay, so the proper way, that means saturated means no more substance will be added on it. Okay, the proper way it is. Unsaturated solution means, example for the saturated is 36 gram of NaCl in a water. That is the perfect one. And next one, unsaturated means 28 gram of NaCl in a water. That means it has been a space to attain the limit level. If it is a NaCl having the 36 gram is limit level, means Saturated will be in a 36 gram. So it is not up to increasing level. But unsaturated it will be in a 28 grams. That means we have some space to it. Okay. We have added a more solute in the solution. And next one, super saturated. We already told saturated means no more solute will be dissolved in it. But if we have increasing the temperature, that means in the boiling the water means it will be ready to dissolve in it. That will be called it as a super saturated. So saturated means no more solute will be dissolved in it. Unsaturated means some more dissolve can added in the solution. And super saturated means if you have increasing the temperature, the saturated become the unsaturated one. Okay, the saturated solution will be dissolved in it. Okay, this is the based on solute. At the same time, again the based on the solute, we have been classified into concentrated and the dilute one. Usually in chemistry we have solutions, acids and all there. Concentrated acid, dilute acids are there. So concentrated is more number of solute particle, solvent is less. Okay, solute is increasing in a way with a less amount of solvent. That is a concentrated. Diluted means more number of solvent, less in a solute. Can you able to understand? Concentrated means we have concentrated on the solute. More in a solute, less in a solvent. Dilute means less in a solute, more in a solvent. That will be called as a dilute solution. Usually in laboratories, normal small laboratory, we have limited supply of concentrated will be used, but we have used in a way of diluted the acids. Okay. And next one, solubility. Here you have to find the solubility of the substance means they have given the mass value. Mass of the solute divided by mass of the solvent into 100. Okay. This is, you have to find the solubility of the substance. They have given the solution. How you have find it the solubility means you have to substitute it in the mass of the solute by mass of the solvent into 100. Next one, hydrated substance. Hydrated means loss of water. Okay, water it has been lost. At the same time when it is in cooling, it has gain in the water level. Example, a best example is copper sulfate. Copper sulfate is a blue color. Usually copper sulfate salt is a blue in color. If it is in the treated with the water, that means it is the formula for copper sulfate. CuSO4 into 5H2O. If it is heated, the water molecules will be split it off. It has been get it away. So it will be having only the copper sulfate without the water molecule. So it will be in a color of colorless. So the blue color solution, when it goes on the heating, it lost its water molecule to form a white color copper sulfate. The same example as magnesium sulfate. In a magnesium sulfate also it is a green in color. When it is heating, it has loses its water molecule to form the colorless. Again after sometimes when it is cooling, it get back to the own color. And next one is a hygroscopy and deliquescence. Hygroscopy means the same which will be similarly, most of the points it has been the similar one. So the condition is for the hygroscopy and deliquescence, if we have exposed the substance at ordinary temperature, it loses its color. It lost something will be there. That means it has been hydrated, lost its water. The same will be there. Both deliquescence and the hygroscopy, when a substance which is exposed at a normal temperature, in a normal temperature, it lost its some property. But the difference between a hygroscopy and deliquescence is, here it has not been dissolved in it. Only it has been lost some property only, but it should be in a same physical state. It has maintained the physical state. Here it is a deliquescence means, let's take a salt. Salt, if you have kept in a normal temperature, later on what happened, it has been dissolved. Okay, some more watery consistency will be formed. That will be a deliquescence. And next one, it does not form any, that means it doesn't change in the physical state. And next one, we have seen some more problems. Okay. First one, formula which is related for the numerical problem. First one, solubility of the substance. So if you want to find the solubility, mass of the solute by mass of the solvent into 100. And next mass percentage, mass of a solute by mass of a solute plus solvent into 100. volume percentage, volume of solute by volume of solution. You have to understand what is the questions they have given, solute or solvent. Here solute, solvent, solute plus solvent, solute, solution. Solution means they have given. Let's see the example in the mass percentage. When you are considered 25 gram of sugar which is dissolved in a 100 gram of water, 100 ml of water. Then how you have to find first one, which is a solute, 25 is a solute and 100 is a solvent. So 25 divided by 25 plus, it is a solute plus solvent, 100 into 100. Sorry, it is a 100 into 100. This 100 it is for the percentage. So 25 divided by 125 into 100 will be having a 20 percentage. So this is the way you have to find the mass percentage. So in the solution lesson, the expected questions are example for this. The solution have been classified based on the physical state, that means solid and liquid, liquid and gas. They have given the they will be asking the questions in the form of example. Given the example of solid and solid, liquid and liquid, and next one, what is mean by concentration and what is the difference between them, and hygroscopic deliquescence is the best difference between, and the definition is, which is the important one. And these three formula, based on this three formula, definitely we have been having one problems itself. Thank you.